Alright guys, here it is. Let's unbox Zombicide Green Horde. Alright, so you might notice this is already slightly opened. I got this from a coworker just to unbox here, so I can kind of let you know what I think. I'm going to try and actually play it as well, maybe even do a review on it. But he backs too many Kickstarters, even more than I do. And so he doesn't really open everything. And so this is not actually opened, if that makes sense. And the rest is actually in the box, sealed up. All the Kickstarter exclusives and all that aren't even open at all. So this is a thick rule book, by the way. This seems a lot thicker than I am used to for a Zombicide game, though it has been a while. So I only own Rue Morgue. So when I backed Zombicide Invader, I was pretty excited. I have not been Zombicide out. So it looks like those are your kind of hero clips, I'm assuming. Your pegs for leveling up, your dice, plain dice, that's kind of boring. Even the Rue Morgue thing I bought at retail had special dice, I believe. It's been a while. Let me throw it in there. Alright. Got a ton of the different spawns and the... let me get my thing here. The spawns and the equipment. There we are. All right. So the trash on the ground. Let's zoom in here a little bit, huh? There we go. This is just core game 2, and there's a big old fat stack of this. Apples! Yeah, there you go. It's your food. Dragon bile. I think that's how you make, the stuff to get rid of the abomination. I would imagine. Or in this case, is it the dragon? I don't know. No, the dragon? I thought you had to use, like, not the trebuchet, but the catapult thing. Though, you know what? So... And then here's the spawn. Notice in Invaders, almost said Invader, there's only one. You don't have to like read which one, which will be kind of interesting. And then the Horde cards where the Horde comes on. So Rising Sun was my real big introduction to Kickstarters. And the fact that that's when I really started paying attention and backing more. And obviously that was right after Green Horde. So Green Horde is not something I'm super knowledgeable of. I'm not going to open these, but these are just the main character cards, and you got your trays. Always nice that they have that. By the way, this box here, really nice. They're definitely improving their unboxing, which I really appreciate. And now the minis. This is a weird looking guy. So they always have like weird feet and hand proportions. This guy's got a weird head proportion. Kind of interesting. Again, there's no way to really, I guess, know where each individual mini is supposed to go. Looks like they have it on the side here, but there's no, like, nothing underneath to really show you. Oh, this goes here and that goes there. Anyway, here are the characters. You can kind of see them. See what they look like. I'm going to show them up in more detail afterwards. Here's the catapult. Catapult actually looks pretty nice. That's kind of cool. That's fun. And then, of course, oh man, look at that. Oh, they're all messed up. I'll have to organize these. But these are all the regular walkers and, fatties and runners and whatnot. And then, I'll just sit there, I guess. I do like this box, though. That box is nice. Then we have... This is kind of cool. These spacers. I like that. It's nice. A pretty cheap and effective way to do it. And then all of these tiles. Well, you get a lot of tiles and punch cards. Let's open that up. Nah, that's not. You know what that is. Anyway, here are like the barricades, which I know are new as well. I'm about to unbox some of the actual barricades, so we'll see all that. Anyway, let's actually get into the Kickstarter exclusives now, because obviously those are going to be more exciting anyway. And then again, I will show you minis more up close and in a more proper review fashion after we unbox it. So let's get to that other one. This is what you guys have been waiting for, all the KSEs in here. This is going to be exciting. Really looking forward to seeing what was ordered and then unboxing those. So we'll find out together. This is going to be almost a complete blind unboxing, which is kind of exciting. Certainly something I've never done before. Though he does it all the time because he forgets even what he backs and doesn't back. So yeah, when it comes to that, you know, who knows what it will even show up at your door. I do know at least this is Green Horde stuff in here. Now, I will say that before we open this, that core box is heavy. I am thoroughly impressed with how much content they packed into there. That is a good buy. If you did not get all of this and you're just looking at retail and you're just wondering, at least, regardless of the game, which again I have not played yet, though I have played Zombicide and very much enjoy Zombicide. There's some the quantity of stuff in there, just the stuff, I think makes whatever price even is at retail. It makes sense, right? It's sorry, I'm adjusting the microphone here. It seems like a good purchase. All right. Now, let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. There's like layers of teasing. Let's get rid of that. All right. First things first. Let's close this. This is the plastic tokens. Oh, these are like these are not tokens. These are minis that you can paint up. That's cool. Those like broken walls. Oh, let's get rid of that staple. I do have permission to open all this, so joke's on him. He must have not seen all my unboxings. As you can see, man, you know what? If you ever see this in the store, don't try and steal it. First of all, that's not cool. Second of all, you're gonna get caught. That is terrible. Oh my gosh. Ow! Look at that. See, now I'm bleeding. I just want to get in. I don't want to, through blood, sweat, and tears. Alright. Fine. Let's go ahead and really ruin this. Who knew this was so hard? Alright. Get out of here. Ooh, something fell. Alright. Wow, these are nice. This is cool. I really dig that. The noise tokens. These are like, they're not even just flat, they're like 3D and really quality. Let's look at these. Let's take a look here. These are the broken walls. Oh man, see, a quick base coat and dry brush. Well, I guess and like a wash and like Nolan oil or something like that. All you need there. That is cool. Look at, I believe this is the first player token. And this is metal. This is not plastic. They lied about the plastic tokens, guys. Don't let them fool you. That's not plastic. Very cool. Alright. Glad we finally got into that. Alright, let's see what's next. 3 plastic obstacles. Because that looks easy to open. I need a break. Always make this so hard on me. Obviously not retail packaging here at all. Oh, these actually look really cool. Very nice. So here are the barricades. Don't step on these. That'll be worse than Legos. Those are actually pretty sharp. I like the rope holding them together, but otherwise it's all wood, and it's brown already, which is nice. And then here are the hedges. This is to kind of help it stand by the looks of it, but again, very nice. Probably only have to do, there's so many leaves here, a wash and then a dry brush I think would do good on those as well, but those look fine just as they are too. Those are good colors. I like that. All right. Oh. If I don't put it in there now, I'm never going to know where they go. Yeah. Alright, later. As always, I am the professional unboxer. Oh, there's so much stuff here. Alright, let's do this one. Adrian Smith. Oh, sorry, A. Smith. The Rat King and Swamp Troll. 1 Rat King miniature, 1 Swamp Troll miniature, 6 swarms of rat miniatures, rats, with a Z, zombie cards, and a rules leaflet. Very, very cool. Let's do it. Honestly, this looks like it's like directly from Hate. Which would have been almost cool if they had done like a cross play, you know, or something like a cross buy. That would have been kind of neat. Would have been kind of cool. Alright. Cool. Boop. There's your plus 6. 6. Good grief. That's every single one of them. Let's take a look. Are they going to tape this? Are they going to make me have to tape this? Yes, they are. Ugh, there we are. Alright. Let's start with least interesting. This is a good rat swarm. I have a rat swarm from Descent that I always really liked. It's just kind of like rats. They're always kind of piling over each other. But this is piling over what looks to be a treasure chest with rats inside of the chest. Like there's a face in there. And I'll show you these closer up, but you can like see the ends. They're like undead rats, obviously. At least that one is. Zombie rats. Sorry. They were zombie rats. And then this guy with his pet giant rat thing. He's like pouring rats out of a bucket here. Very cool. Alright, again, I'm going to show you a lot of these closer up. And this guy has a fin? He's got fins! That made him way more interesting with the fins. I don't like this, though. I don't know what his pooch is here, but that's disgusting. Now, I will say, and I don't know how normal this is, there are 2 types of bases. So these little guys have like no base, and the special guys looks like they do have a base. I don't know. I'll have to pay attention there. That's interesting. But, move on from that to the next one. Oh, wait. Rules. Oh, this is... I thought it was going to be just like a small leaflet. This is a big thing. I see he's like a fish dude. Interesting. I like how the rats are not just gray. They almost have like a kind of a blue-gray to them, which will make them a lot more interesting, I think, to paint up. If you follow the art like I do, that would be really cool. Alright. Did I have walkers, huh? Much bigger box. 20 of one kind? Is that really... Oh, there's 3 different sculpts, I suppose. There we are. There we are. Open that up and see what we got. Got the cards. You can see the kind of leaflet in the back there. Right here. Oh, this is like wrapped up even. Why is that? Must be multiple pages. Let's investigate. There, aha. I'm assuming the only reason they would wrap it up is because they don't want it somehow moving, right? Like during shipment or something like that. Which would mean you get a whole bunch of them? Well... Oh. Depends on the language. So they're all different languages is all. Alright, this is the only one I would care about. It's the English one, but they give them all to you. Kind of interesting. I suppose it's just cheaper on them to ship it that way and actually produce more than it is to do the logistical stuff of figuring out who needs what. Which is fine. Because you can even do it by region, you know. You could live here in America and still want the Spanish version or the French version or whatever. So you would have to do it like per backer, not even per hub. So that makes sense. I get that. Oh, these tapes, I swear. Just let me in. Now, I will say, in these... Ugh, got it. Good enough. Whoop. These are great quality. Wow, these look awesome. Again, no numbers or anything, just plain. I'm curious. I'll have to look at my other Zombicide and see if that's normal or not. I can't recall. I know in my Rising Sun, they are every single one is numbered and has one of these thicker bases. These are small, but you know what? They're super flat, and normally CMON has some warping. I wonder if this is ABS and not PVC plastic. That would be interesting. This guy almost looks like one of the heroes, just turned into a zombie. This guy's snarling. I like these. These are great. I wasn't sure if I would or not, because it's just kind of like the same enemy, just with different sculpts, but those are really, really nice looking. I like that a lot. Alright, well, let's move on to the next one. Alright. Which we have... Sean A. Murray special guest box. Oh, this has... See, I don't know if I would have gotten this one. Alright, so there's a little hiccup in the filming, so I have already opened this and talked about it, but I'm going to do it again just so you guys know. I just did, so it's not a huge deal here. But I definitely want you guys to see this. So, as I was talking before, and again, I don't know exactly where it cut off. I'll find that out in the editing process. However, I wasn't too sure about these guys because, you know, you got this kind of gateway uprising kind of not cross play per se, but almost cross IP. So you got like these weird alien dudes. But looking at the miniatures here, they are fantastic. Again, these small bases that are really skinny are very hard. They're not bending at all. I very much appreciate that. So, very glad to see CMON did that. But the design that I see on their robes here and whatnot are absolutely amazing. I mean, they've really upped their game when it comes to the detail on the miniatures themselves. This guy hanging on is weird. Very impressed. Very, very impressed with the miniature quality here. It is nice. I could only wish I could actually paint them. But, alas, I do not have this, so I can't. But some very cool stuff. I really dig that a lot. And a super exciting thing, Massive Darkness. So, if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, then you know fully well that I am a fan of Massive Darkness. I think for what it is, it's perfect. It's essentially a very quick dungeon romp. Maybe it takes a bit too long to set up for what it is, because it is kind of a more simple game, but it's just good fun. You know, going in and cleaving a whole bunch of goblins and headbutting their boss until he's dead is just great. And one thing I noticed, so we didn't even get this expansion in this one, but you have the card here, which means if you do have replacement miniatures, you could still use these. They're not going to try and take out cards depending on what you back. They're just going to give you every single one, which means you get a ton. Look, this is all more heroes. Like, that's insane. A ton of content. Just crazy amount of stuff there. So that's really cool. And then you got a like Magog here that you can get. He's a familiar. That's kind of interesting. So very cool there as well. All right, but I'm going to shove this right in where it should. So let's get back into the normal unboxing. I think all that's left is the Horde box. So let's take a look there. Oh. Zoom in on that sucker. There we go. Let's get into it. This is why the Kickstarter version is always such a good... Cool Mini or Not is one of the best. I'd put them... I think Monolith is also really good at this. We were also talking about this on my Discord with my patrons just yesterday, that I think Monolith and Cool Mini or Not are the best when it comes to just packing in the content for their games in the Kickstarter version, where it's such a good deal that it actually, I think, makes the add-ons seem like a worse deal. I don't think they are. I think the optional buys are great too. It's just the fact that it's typically less than like $1 a mini, and each mini is adding game content, right? It's not just the miniature. They're not just alternate sculpts. They're heroes and enemies and bosses that come with their own rule sets and all sorts of that kind of fun stuff. Whoa, man, these are cool. I dig. That'd be fun to paint. Those are awesome. So here you have kind of I believe the Horde tile here is what that is. And then, 11 right there on the back. And you have all your heroes, some more weapons. But how's this supposed to work? Oh, it slides out, I bet. Dun, 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 dun. Now here, as you can see, they did... Well, that doesn't match. I wonder, does it like flip over? Does I get more than one? Is that just for that one? I'm guessing it's just for that one, so we'll hold off on that. So this one, though, you get the giant guy and the dragon, the ballista, Chromatiz. He's seen better days. This guy is sweet. Some really cool, it looks like just an extra one there. I need the most boring one here because the rest are just awesome. I love this guy. I like his armor. I like the claw marks on him. Got some personality there. That is fun. Alright, hold on. Now here. Come on. There we are. This should go... Why'd they put it in the middle then? Put it on the bottom. Like that. And then you can see where they're supposed to go. See? So now you kind of can tell, oh, these go here and that goes there. That's kind of cool. I kind of dig that. I don't think there's anything on the other side, is there? There is. But you can't use both? How's that supposed to... Oh, so this is just a reference in it. It's not really supposed to go underneath. These would be easier to find, so I would leave it like this if I were you. And then next time just request that they do two if that's what they're going to do. Alright. This... Ugh. Get the tape off. This is what I've been waiting for. Because a lot of these heroes I think I really like. Some of them, you know, are whatever. But a lot of them, I think, just how dynamic they are, or the color choice, or anything like that, I think is really, really cool. Alright. Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, these guys are sweet. I dig. That is a cool pose. Look at that, like the ruffled dress and everything. Like, these are great. Great poses. Just the poses. Again, small bases, all flat. maybe slightly bent, but just slightly. I'm assuming they changed their plastic to be a little bit harder to really get this detail, like on her sleeve there and everything. Just great poses. The Storm one, personal favorite of mine, has just a very cool pose, very dynamic. I mean, you can almost tell, I think she stands out along with this guy. It's because of how many robes he has. Very cool. Alright, let's get into these. Alright, so obviously this is kind of what we're waiting for here, is really just looking at these miniatures a little up close, a little critique of how they are, what I think about them. So, again, these are more the normal bottoms to the miniatures. I don't know how they decided what needed what base. I'm assuming it was a size thing, because if it is the harder ABS plastic, those are on all the smaller ones, because it is a little bit harder, a little bit more expensive, I believe, too. These bigger ones would have cost a bit more. I'm not totally sure if that's how it was decided or what. Anyway, one of the nice things I like about this guy is just that shield is to scale, right? So this guy is huge. I mean, he's just massive. I mean, his hands being big or whatever, but he's got like 1 foot that, I was like tiptoeing too. He's like, I don't know if I like my foot being exposed, because here's the good version of him, and this dude looks like freaking Kratos, right? he's kind of like the god of war, and then notice here that this is probably the only bended thing I have seen in there. The problem is these thick ones, the Spearman and Cyclops from Massive Darkness had the same issue with. Kind of hard to fix, even with the hot water treatment. I imagine with some more TLC, you could get it to be fine, but otherwise that can actually be a little difficult. But again, I love the shields, and the layers to him are great. Skin is awesome. The dude's buff, I'll tell you, look at that neck. But I'm like minimal mold lines, and just the detail is crazy. Let's look at Chromatus here for maybe some fine detail. He's got like his innards coming out. He's super zombified. I think he may have been dead the longest. I think most other guys are not quite as much. This is kind of the one I pointed out before. I really like him. I think he's simple, would be fun to paint, and has a lot of personality. I love the claw marks there. I think that's perfect. Maybe some joint lines here you'd have to touch up, which is unfortunate. And of course we've got that really thick inside skirt thing that is really only on miniatures, but I really like him. I think he's got a lot of personality. And then they got like these weird things too that are like very different. Like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, that's cool. I'm just not sure how it really fits in the lore, but I don't know enough to judge one way or the other. It'd be really good blending though, and you get some bright colors, which is kind of fun. And then obviously you have the dragon, and he is super cool. The color art on him may be slightly boring. I don't know if you do want to follow that or not. I think with proper highlights and maybe choosing different colors for different things, you could still get it really interesting. You can see this is kind of where the wings fall in, and I'm sure you're going to paint this separately and then glue it in. So it looks like it goes in just like, I guess just like that. We going more? Going less? Am I going to break it? Maybe I'll just break it. Maybe that's just what's going to happen. There. Yeah, see, I'm assuming it's supposed to go in like that, right? And it kind of fits. It fits pretty strong. It looks like you can actually even pick it. That's not bad at all. I mean, if you may not even have to glue, but if you did, you could actually do a little bit of glue in there too. That thing's never coming out if you choose to do that, though it looks like I was actually pretty impressed with how that fits in. That's pretty nice. That's it. I think I wanted to show. Oh, this guy. I don't even know what's going on here. It looks like Jim Henson made this guy. But I don't know what. I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of words here. Oh, this guy's cool. He looks like a Wendigo to me. I do really like that. I think it just looks cool. His tail came out really good too. Alright, so let's move on from that to the other KSEs here. So very dynamic. I really like this miniature, mainly because, especially colored, I think, or painted, colored. Once painted up, she would just look cool. This huge swoop here is awesome. You got the massive, like, mohawk with her, like, hand and fingers out. And the fingers, by the way, I mean, again, just the detail is fantastic. Also, looks like a little bit bent here, but that will fix with the hot water treatment perfectly. That'll turn out just fine. Really impressed with that sculpt, though. It's just so dynamic. You know, you compare it to somebody like this guy, who, I mean, nothing against him, but he's kind of boring, right? When you compare the two, you can see one dude is just sitting there posed with a crossbow, and then she's like swooping up with this huge cape, and way cooler pose than that. But they have several that are like that. I actually really like this dwarf guy. I love his beard and his really fancy hammer. It wouldn't make as much sense, I think, in blue when you're like level 1. But as you level up, that makes a bit more sense. But great cape. Really good kind of hide material. And then it even has like chainmail. The detail on these are just outstanding. Again, this is not bent at all. That's impressive. That's also a cool miniature. Again, the poses are impressive. Really good design on the armor there. I am really happy with a lot of these and would love to paint them. This is the Snape looking character here. I'm sure is what this is from Harry Potter. You got the Wolverine guy. I'm less in this. I don't know. Again, some of these, because they're Kickstarter exclusives and they're, I don't want to say joke characters, but celebrity characters or whatever. Some of them fit in more than the others. Here's V. Right. He looks cool though. I dig him. I like him. This was the other one I kind of wanted to show. I think she, again, her pose is really impressive. How her skirts are, or her dress is kind of flaring up there, and her hair's flowing, and her arms are like actively like casting some magics, doing some stuffs. And this guy, I think, first of all, just funny stuff. But the OSL you could do with the lantern, I think, is really, really fun there. All right, let's get into another box. Here are the Rat King and Swamp Troll guys here. What I wanted to show here, first of all, if I can get a little bit, come on. Oh man, come on. See, now it's gonna, oh, is there tape? There's tape. If we look at these rats, and I mean, many a miniature has been a rat swarm. What I like about these are they're climbing over a chest, and you can see there are rats coming out of the chest. And you can actually see that detail, which, again, really just impressed overall with how they are. And I commented already on the coloration. That'd be really cool. This guy, he's like pouring rats out of a bucket, and he's got like this little bell thing, and like there's so much character and personality. You could write a whole backstory. I love his face mask here. You could write a whole backstory on that guy. This guy's disgusting. But I love his deep gouge marks they did. They don't typically put him that deep, so that's really cool to see. I do like that. So that's kind of neat. So I like those. Those are cool. The Sean A. Murray box. Again, was really impressed just with the detail here. Let me kind of show you that, I guess, a little bit closer. Come on, there we are. Alright, so if we were to even, like, look here at the kind of detail down there, really, really nice. The dude holding on to that is just gross. He's got, like, these, like, bone armor in the back here, but if you just look at the detail on the cape here, I think this guy shows it the best. Do you see that detail right there? Outstanding. That is, even the texture down below here, I mean, they have really upped their game. What's interesting about him is, look, see, they made him hollow, obviously to save a bit on the plastic, otherwise he'd be super heavy. He's really thick. But kind of interesting. I don't think I'd ever seen that on a miniature before. That was kind of... What am I doing? Is that how this goes? Anyway. Alright, and lastly, let's get the Deadeye Walkers in here. And then, I guess not quite lastly, I'm going to do the core box here real quick. Alright, so these guys, again, I don't know how zombies are actually, you know, doing this. Like, that seems very, very human-like in that they know how to shoot arrows so well. But, you know, whatever. I mean, he's using his hand to guide on that. Very impressive. Again, the detail was fantastic on these. As always, I just thoroughly impressed with it. They seem to get better and better. I like how he's got his, like, he's essentially the melee archer dude. But very impressed with all three sculpts in that one. I think they came out really well and they did a great job. Oh, I'm getting tape everywhere. So, very cool there. And let's do the Hedges real quick. And then we'll move into the final one. So again, I kind of showed this, but there's so much here. I wouldn't do any more than a wash and a dry brush. It's just, if you were to highlight that, that'd be insane. You might be able to, you know, try and make it brighter up here than down here as like the sun's on it or something. But otherwise, these are also, again, really impressive. I like that, you know, they obviously go like this. They're spiked on the top. The ropes are really good. And again, I think you could paint that up very quickly. You could use that brown for both of them if you needed to. All around, really impressed with how those turned out. Oh gosh, I'm telling you what, I'm not lying. This is heavy. This is really heavy. Really, really heavy. Oh, it's gonna hit you? Nope. All right. Alright, finally got into there. I'm going to dig into them. This is my least favorite miniature here. His beard pigtails are just, I think, odd. And he's got a really cool hammer and then or a really cool axe and a really boring hammer. And I don't know. I don't like his armor there either. But I think the rest look pretty cool for the most part. I think she might be a personal favorite. I do like her. Let's see, the Necromancer's cool. I dig him. He looks like he's straight out of Massive Darkness, if you ask me. Some of them are, I think, more interesting than others. I like these like little goblin runner guys. These are cool. And these guys, the fatties with the armor hanging down and plates, I think are also really nice. And then underneath. Alright. Again, this is still a mess here, but it's just more of the same. In fact, I don't believe there's anything new here. So, alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this. As always, I appreciate it. I might get this. Let me know if you want me to get Zombicide Green Horde. It's expensive, right? So I'm gonna need a lot of shouting, a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of yes, King of Average, we want you to get this and paint it. But let me know if that is something you want me to kind of investigate my options there. I would be interested to know kind of how much desire there is around that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.